There's so many women out here with a lot of children, but for some reason they just want to talk about it. You know, they go out to marches. They say that they believe in something, but do they really though?
My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
So far I've asked like 20 people and they just walk away from the conversation. So maybe we could get somebody to talk to me about this topic today. You know, it's a sensitive topic, I know, but I just want to get y'all's opinion. No judgment here. Just have a conversation, person to person, you know? No, we are the people. We do decide what happens at the end of the day.
Y'all want to say something?
Nobody wants to talk about it.
I think she wanted to.
I think it's pretty crazy.
She's just nervous.
Hey, record that.
Let's go.
What's your standings on abortions?
Abortion, yeah, it should be pro-choice.
Let me guess, are you pro-choice?
No.
I don't think Roe should have been overturned.
Yeah, I'm pro-life, honestly.
Pro-life.
You know.
Pro-choice, bro. I feel like as long as it doesn't affect me.
So I'm pro-choice, yeah.
Okay.
No.
So what are your standing on it?
I think that it's bullshit because it's not only like making it legal for people who are wanting to get the abortion, like that are pregnant by, you know, by accident or whatever, but also by people who are being raped and who sometimes, you know, like right now I'm pregnant, right? But let's say I have a complication and I need to get an abortion. I'm not able to do that anymore. So like that's affecting like everybody. I don't think it's fair at all. I think that we should have the choice as, you know, an individual, like to make that, you know, especially because like there's doctors who are gonna think the same, you know, like the same thing that I'm thinking, which is abortion should be legal.
You know, it shouldn't be looked upon as a bad thing because nobody knows what they're really going through, you know. Of course, they might see a young girl, you know, that's pregnant or whatever, like, oh, she was, you know, messing around or whatever, she asked for it or whatever. Like, you never know their story or whatever. And they might be going through, you know, some things like that, but you never know why they did that. You know, girls, you know, daddy issues and stuff like that, and it makes them make wrong choices, you know, and it's not like, you know, oh, well, you knew what you were doing. Yeah, she knew what she was doing, but at the same time, she wasn't thinking right, you know. So at the same time, I mean, I know it's looked upon as bad, you know, but sometimes you just gotta sit back and just, you know, look at it and be like, you know, see what's going on.
Like me personally, I think women should do what they want with their body. I don't think like the government should control that. I feel like there should be precautions, but not to the point where completely abolishing it, because that's like, can I curse or not?
Yeah, you can
Oh, that's like fucked up for women. Like you can't let them choose what to do with their own body.
I believe that everyone is created for a purpose. God has created these babies, and I don't believe that we should kill them off. It says in Psalm 139:13, "Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb." So God has formed these babies in the mother's wombs before they even were born yet. So they have a purpose, they have a calling, and we never know what that baby could end up doing in the future.
You're gonna have unprotected sex. This is the risk you're gonna have. You might be a parent out of nowhere. You might not like the girl. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I mean, that's what comes with it. You know, being a parent is not about being in love or nothing like that. It's about being responsible. And, you know, I always look at it like this. Look, bro, I just came out from doing six years in prison, you know, and I came out and I had a baby right after I came out. I wasn't ready to be a parent, but you know, like I knew what I was getting myself into. So at the same time, it's, you know, if you consider yourself an adult to have sex or whatever, and I just know that that's what's going on.
I think that it's wrong that men are making these decisions. There is a reason why the law was already in place for so many years, and it's like we're going back. And as they are too, I'm religious, I'm Catholic. Catholicism is heavy in the Mexican heritage and life, and heavy in my family. And so I know, abortion, it is against the word of God, but I also believe that politics and laws and the church and religion should not be mixed. And I think that's what's going on a lot now, and I feel like that's what needs to stop.
I believe that like anybody can take a drug, right? I believe that any woman should have the right to not have a child because maybe financial struggles. They might have financial struggles. They might not be mature yet. They might have complications during the pregnancy and other variables. I don't believe that it's right to abort a kid. Oh, I got pregnant because I was careless and I was irresponsible, so I'ma just not want this baby. Or there's complications with the baby daddy. This girl's like 3 months in maybe, or a couple months in, and she's like, well, you're not gonna be in my life, I'm gonna abort this baby. Like selfish stuff.
I feel like they're doing this just to be selfish, and because white people are going to extinct. 60%, I think it's about 60% of white people that get abortions. And so I feel like they're wanting to stop that because white people are getting extinct because of, there's a lot of biracial, I think it's biracial couples, right? So, yeah. There's a lot of incest.
Yeah, a lot of incest.
And with incest, there's a lot of birth defects.
So even though I'm a guy, I believe that there's a reason for everything. And I met people, girls that were sexual abuse, and so many times, the first time they got sexual abuse, nothing happened. They didn't got pregnant. The second time, they didn't got pregnant. But here's the thing: the third time, even when it was hard for them, even when it looks like it destroyed their life, God can be transformed what the enemy meant for evil and becoming good, And here's the thing: as a testimony, this girl now, her family came together to help her for this kid that was just coming to life. And here's the thing: what seems like a bad thing becomes a blessing when God's working through that, right? And this girl gave birth 2 days ago, and her family was destroyed, right? But because of this kid, they came all together to support her, and now this family is coming together because of that reason, even though it came from something hard, So I believe everything have a reason, and even when it seems hard, God still works, and there's life in everything.
A woman's body is a woman's body. She wants to have a kid, let her have the kid. She wants the abortion, it's her body. It's being done to her. Me, man, I don't have a vagina. I mean, what the fuck, So I shouldn't be able to make that decision. If a woman doesn't want, or for the women that don't believe that abortion or they're pro-life, then they can make that decision not to have an abortion. But as for men and people that aren't pro-choice, and just fuck. It's not your body. I hate that that's happening. And honestly, I still talk to God every day. I pray every day. I pray in the morning, pray when I work out, pray before I go to sleep. And, it's hard for me. But at the end of the day, I feel like in some cases humanity takes precedence over religion. And in my personal opinion, I feel like God is humanity. I just don't understand how all these radical Christians, and they can spew all this hate but still want to try to throw the word of God at them. I don't get that. It's like
Hypocritical.
It's hypocritical, very hypocritical.
Whether it's like rape or incest or whatever it is, I'm totally with it. However, I think that this is more than just women thing. I feel like it's like a race thing in a way. And the reason I say that is because if you think about it, the people that get abortion, 60% of them are Caucasian women. And if you think about it, they want women, or they don't want like white women to keep getting abortions, because that population, you know, it kind of screws us, and you know, in the end, like it, you know, so that's kind of why I'm fully against it. And then ultimately I want women to like choose what they feel is right. So
What if there's complications in the pregnancy and the woman might die if she has the baby? What is your opinion on that?
That's a great question. That's a great question, and that's one that a lot of liberals make. But in reality, less than 1% of population actually go through that dilemma. It is a serious dilemma, even if it's just one person going through it. But I believe that we got to let life take its course. And in my faith, we let God decide. And I think in many faiths, whether it be Islamic or any other faith, we let fate decide the outcome of that situation.
Same thing. I just believe that God does have a plan, and it's His will. And that's why we need to put our faith in Jesus, knowing that He is a miracle worker if there is complications. And when we have faith and we believe it can be done. They can be healed. If not, it's a testimony that could end up helping someone who has gone through the same situation and maybe bring them to Jesus for His glory.
But that's part of life, right? I'm not the right one to take that decision. Again, I'm a guy. I'm just talking about the truth that we find in the Bible. We find that God gave life. He's the one that also decides the sperm comes into the fecundation appears and happens, right? So if that happens, God's gonna take care of that. And even though it seems like hard, again, everything happens for a reason. And I would love to say something here that I just wanted to say. Like, people may feel attacked because they may feel overwhelmed about having a baby they don't want to. But we ain't the enemy. We are not going against them, you know. It's true. Everybody has their own decisions, you know. In the Bible said, everybody can take their own decisions, you know. God gave free will. That's the word. We have free will. That's true. So the decision of doing what they want to do is up to them. That's true. But every decision has a consequence, either good or bad. And we come and this baby that's coming and is giving bad things sometimes also comes because people are looking for pleasure out of the right time. And this, you know, the pleasure out of right time brings consequences. So I understand that's different when somebody's, you know, is raped and abused sexually. That's something different. But for those like just looking for have pleasure, and those are the consequence, like you gotta take care of that, you know. Like if you are looking for pleasure, you gotta be ready for the consequences.
Like he said, it is free will, and I stand firm on like that decision. I respect you. Of course, I'll never judge anyone if they don't agree with like my beliefs. We're called to like love one another and respect each other, but I'll stand firm on knowing that like life is important no matter what.
One of your family members was pregnant and she had complications and she was potentially going to die from this baby. What would you do?
Even though it's hard, God made the decision of giving that baby. I do have a family member that is pregnant right now, and it's starting. And even though it's hard, God will work it out. And if people and doctors says, hey, no, God's the one that has this last choice and decision to say they'll survive or not.
Do you think suicide rates are going to go up or death rates are going to go up because women can't find the proper way to get abortions?
You know, like there's other, you know, illegal options of doing an abortion, which is like with like herbs and stuff, you know, and that's just, you know, it affects all of your body, and some women have died because of it. But that's more in the past because, you know, it was less.
So
there was less resources.
So you believe that death rates for women are going to increase because of what's going to happen right now?
Yes.
I believe so. I feel like a lot of deaths will occur from unsafe abortions going on.
Yeah, 100%. Because, like, you make it illegal and they're going to find a way to do it somewhere else. Because, like, when they made, I think it was some kind of drug illegal, and they were still, like, buying it at a high rate. And, like, it didn't stop anything. and I think it's not gonna stop anything now. They're just gonna higher like birth mortality rates and everything go up just because women want to get rid of it, and like they can't do it. What's the word? Safely. Yeah.
I mean, there's other states that are allowing that. True. So if they want something safe, sadly they have options out there. You know, we don't agree 100% with that, but nowadays there are options.
I don't think that that's okay for like the mom to maybe like hurt themselves because they don't have like direct access to get an abortion. But then again, getting an abortion I wouldn't agree with, because then we're gonna lose like the mom maybe, and we're gonna lose the baby. So we're gonna lose two precious lives that were here on this planet for a reason. So that's like a tough question. Like it's I don't agree with either of it. You know what I mean? It's sad.
And here's why this is complicated. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has the right to decide. You know, nobody have the right to choose this. Not even us. Not even it's hard. Not even it's hard to take this decision. But the right thing, we need to understand that we always have an option. Even when situations seems hard, when things seems like no ways to go out, there's always an option, and there's always somebody there that's willing to help you. You know, always.
It's really sad. I mean, I get it. It's a human being. Where technically sacrificing a human being. If you wanted me to be real. However, sometimes during like situations that can be tough and crucial like this, it's something that technically doesn't have to be done, but sometimes might work best in the end for like an individual. You know what I mean? Because let's say we bring this individual into the world, and let's say the mom's on drugs, or let's say the mom's doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. That child, it might have a tough life. But I mean, there's good and bad to all of this. I would say that, but like I feel like we should at least give the opportunity for like a mother to decide if she wants to have a child.
What about the women that are affected in the negative aspect, where she's just not being irresponsible? They actually get raped. What do you think about that?
Some of them are going to commit suicide because they're having to have a kid from their abuser, from their rapist. Other girls are going to die because they're going to do it regardless. They're just not going to do it safely. I'm
pro-life, so I'm not going to agree with an abortion, but I do think that there should be resources to help young ladies and people with that.
So you believe if one of your family members got raped, that she should have the child?
I've known people who were raped. One particular lady, and she had a baby, and the baby is healthy and she loves him, and she doesn't identify with her rapist whatsoever. Now, I know every case is different. and nothing's going to be the same. And we just have to go case by case. It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate, but it's not the baby's fault. It's not the baby's fault, the horrors of what a monster can do.
In that case, that's when the pro-choice comes around, Of course, nobody that's been through something like that, like a female wife, wouldn't want to, go through that or be a parent because of something that she went through that wasn't, she didn't choose that. So that's when that comes in. At the same time, I really can't speak on females because I'm a man, Of course. But, I mean, if I was to put myself in their shoes, of course, it would mess me up mentally because it seems like sometimes like females are damned if they do it, damned if they don't, Yeah.
If I may interject this, let's talk about, babies will be born in low income communities, I came from a low income community. I was raised by a single mom, immigrant. I was born in Mexico, migrated to the United States. Came up on the Reagan administration amnesty, became a U.S. citizen later on, joined the Marines, and I have a master's degree. I pushed myself, so I think it's a great lie that people are trying to push us and hold us down. I can name you countless of Hispanics and African American people who have become successful in their life. I grew up around gang life. I grew up in the streets, living with a single mom, and then afterwards bouncing like many people like me, bouncing from family member to family member and nobody wanting you. Well, guess what? It can happen. It can happen, and we can do it. It's all in what we think and how we do it. And unfortunately, some people think they can't make it in this world, but it's all about what you want in life. And that's all I have to say.